This one is football related. You guys tell us if you agree with the statement or not. We are at the midway point of the NFL season. I know that sounds crazy, but we are at the midway point at the NFL season. Some teams have had their byes.
Thank God.
Others are getting into them right now. We're going to be out with this statement. Dan Campbell's the coach of the year for the 2024 season. Akbar, your thoughts?
It's a great start. I love what Dan Campbell is doing, but I'm out on this. I've got Kevin O'Connell, who I think should be, considered for Coach of the Year, especially when you think about everything. Last year, they were 7-10. They finished 7-10. They lose their starting quarterback in Kirk Cousins. They get to Sam Darnold, and then they draft this other guy, J.J. McCarthy, and then he gets hurt. All this adversity, and yet they find a way to start the season 5-0 despite all of that, and they continue to make changes. I know they're coming off of a losing streak, losing 2 games against the Rams and the Lions, but this is still a very good coaching job by Kevin O'Connell, taking Sam Darnold. We're talking about Sam Darnold and making him a star. And they are in a very, very tough division as well.
I say this a lot this year. Out of 32 teams, there is only one team that for 3 straight years have had the same coach and 2 coordinators, and it's the Detroit Lions. And you know what? I hate to say it against my guy, but that's the case against Dan Campbell. It's like when there's this incredible director, and then the film snobs are like, no, it's the DP, the director of photography, really carried that film. Is Dan Campbell the product of 2 great coordinators? I mean, of course they have a huge contribution. I'm going to be out on this, though, Peter. I think that Dan Campbell has an unbelievable roster that they've been building and strengthening for a few years. The Washington Commanders are 6-2. They're 6-2. The Washington Commanders. This is like last year we used to say the Lions are good, the Commanders are good, and I'm going with DQ. I'm going with Dan Quinn right now as the coach of the year. I will go. I know that Jaden is a sensation. The rest of that roster is not spectacular, and their record is. I'm going to go with DQ, our guy. We go way back with him as the coach of the year.
Dang it, Kyle. That's a really good one. And now I don't even want to give mine because I'm kind of convinced by that one. But I'm out on this too, and I want to tee mine up only because sometimes it's just really fun to be super right. And I like being right sometimes. My head coach of the year prediction, I think still might reign true. It was Matt LaFleur. I teed him up for the Packers to go to Brazil, start their season. They lose Jordan Love. They come back. I wanted to see the picture of me showing Matt LaFleur's name, but we don't have. Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. Matt LaFleur, September 2nd. I had it as my Coach of the Year prediction, and I think it's still hanging in there because the Packers have had some speed bumps. And if they, because of this question and because of Akbar saying Kevin O'Connell and because of the question in itself being Dan Campbell, if the Packers somehow bubble up to the surface with this division, I think he would earn Coach of the Year because of that.
There's a huge game coming up, and we'll see as Packers can start jockeying for position. They play the Lions soon. So I am just going to put it out there, the name that I think is worthy of consideration, and I know what they've got, and I know who they've got at quarterback, but Andy Reid?
They're undefeated?
They're undefeated. Yes. They've dealt with a ton of adversity. They've lost a lot of players. I know he's not going to win. It's like when Tom Brady used to not win MVP despite his team being the squad. Akbar, what do you think? You seem animated, but we're really giving it to Kevin O'Connell over Andy Reid?
You know what? I was literally, those are the 2 guys I was stuck with, and I'm going, oh, okay. People are going Andy Reid. And it's almost like I didn't say Andy Reid only because I feel like he's had so much success, and it's like spread the love to other people. You know what I mean? But that was the only reason. But yeah, you're right. He's doing an amazing job. Why shouldn't he be Coach of the Year? If it was just plain X's and O's, winning, with going off of who can be productive and getting the W's, it's Andy Reid for sure at this point in the season.
You want a really, really spicy one?
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you see what the value that a coach brings to a team and maybe how they would be without him, is the Coach of the Year Robert Saleh of the New York Jets.
Okay.
Robert Saleh, and the team hasn't won a game without him, and they just lost to the Patriots. Put it this way. They played the Patriots with him, they destroyed them. They played the Patriots without him, they lost. Robert Saleh, my Coach of the Year. Tweet it out. 72-point font. I don't care.
Let's go.
Let's go.